Let's start with a thought experiment. What if I told you that the most powerful tool you possess isn't your intelligence, your skills, or even your resources? It's your attention. Think about it. Where your attention goes, your energy flows. Your attention is the currency of reality itself. It's the lens through which you shape your perception, your experiences, and ultimately, your life. Yet here's the shocking truth. Almost no one realizes the immense power of this tool. Most people scatter their attention carelessly, unaware that they're giving away the very force that creates their reality. But the 1%, those who truly understand this secret, use their attention like a laser, focusing it with intention and precision to bend reality in their favor. To understand how this works, we first have to recognize a fundamental truth. Reality is not something out there. Reality is not fixed or static. It's fluid, malleable, and shaped entirely by your perception. And your perception is determined by what you focus on. Imagine shining a flashlight in a dark room. The beam of light doesn't change the contents of the room. It simply reveals what was already there. In the same way, your attention doesn't create reality from scratch. It illuminates certain possibilities while leaving others in the shadows. The more you focus on something, the more real it becomes in your experience. This is why two people can live in the same world yet perceive completely different realities. One sees opportunity everywhere. The other sees only obstacles. The difference lies in where they place their attention.
Click subscribe to this channel to get more profound spiritual lessons.
But here's the catch. Most people don't control their attention. Their attention is controlled by external forces, social media, advertisements, other people's opinions, and endless distractions. Think about your own life for a moment. How often do you consciously choose what to focus on? And how often is your attention hijacked by notifications, worries, or random thoughts? This is the great trap of modern life. By scattering your attention across 1,000,000 trivialities, you dilute your power to shape reality. You give away the very energy that could be used to create the life you desire. Let me ask you something. If your attention is the most valuable resource you have, why do you give it away so easily? Why do you allow it to be pulled in 100 directions by things that don't matter? This is a question you must sit with, because the answer holds the key to reclaiming your power. Paul Oxel. Now let's go deeper. To truly understand how attention controls reality, we need to look at how the mind works. Your mind is like a garden, and your attention is the gardener. Whatever you focus on, you water and nurture. If you focus on fear, doubt, and negativity, those seeds grow into weeds that choke your potential. But if you focus on possibility, abundance, and gratitude, those seeds grow into a thriving garden of experiences. Problem is, most of us are unconscious gardeners. We allow our attention to wander aimlessly, watering whatever demands it, and then we wonder why our lives feel chaotic or unfulfilling. Here's the good news. You can take back control. You can train your attention to become a deliberate force that shapes reality in alignment with your deepest desires. But this requires discipline. It requires awareness. And most importantly, it requires choice. You have to choose where to place your attention, moment by moment, every single day. This is not easy, but it's the price of mastery. The 1% know this. They don't allow their attention to be wasted on distractions or negativity. They guard it fiercely, using it to focus on what truly matters. And because of this, they seem almost superhuman. They accomplish more, experience more, and manifest more, not because they're lucky, but because they've mastered the art of attention. Attention. Let's make this practical. The first step to reclaiming your attention is awareness. You need to become conscious of where your attention is going. Start by observing your thoughts throughout the day. Notice when your attention is being pulled away by distractions or negative patterns. Don't judge yourself, just observe. Awareness is the foundation of change. Once you're aware of where your attention is being wasted, you can begin to redirect it. The second step is intention. Ask yourself, what do I want to focus on? What do I want to create or experience in my life? This might sound simple, but most people never ask these questions. They allow their attention to drift aimlessly, reacting to whatever comes their way. But when you set a clear intention, you give your attention a target. You create a magnetic pull that directs your focus toward what you truly desire. The third step is practice. Training your attention is like training a muscle. It takes time and consistent effort. One powerful practice is mindfulness. Mindfulness is the art of bringing your attention fully into the present moment. When you're mindful, you're not lost in thoughts about the past or future. You're fully engaged with what's happening right now. This is important because the present moment is where all your power lies. The more you practice mindfulness, the more you strengthen your ability to focus your attention intentionally. Another practice is visualization. Visualization is the process of using your attention to imagine the reality you want to create. When you visualize, you're not just daydreaming. You're training your mind to focus on a specific outcome. The more vividly you can see, feel, and experience your desired reality in your mind, the more your attention aligns, reality begins to shift to match it. But here's the key. Attention isn't just about thinking, it's about being. It's not enough to think about what you want, you have to embody it. You have to bring your attention into your whole being, aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions with your desired reality. This is where the magic happens. When your attention is fully aligned, it creates a powerful resonance that attracts your desires like a magnet. And this brings us to the ultimate truth about attention. It's not just a tool, it's the essence of who you are. Your attention is your consciousness, your awareness, your presence. It's the thread that connects you to the infinite field of possibilities. And when you learn to master it, there are no limits to what you can create. Let's peel back another layer of this mystery and dive even deeper into what attention really is. Attention is not just a mental process, it's an energetic force. When you focus your attention on something, you're not merely observing it, you're interacting with it, you're feeding it energy. And here's the profound truth. Energy flows where attention goes. This means that whatever you focus on, you're not only noticing, you're actively empowering, you're shaping its presence in your reality. Attention is the bridge between your inner world and the outer world, and it's through this bridge that you create your life, moment by moment. To truly grasp this, let's talk about the energetic blueprint of reality. Everything in this universe is energy. The people around you, the objects you interact with, your thoughts, emotions, and even your body. All of it is vibrating energy. But energy doesn't exist in chaos. It follows patterns, flows, and structures, forming what we can call an energetic blueprint. This blueprint determines how things manifest in the physical world, and your attention is the tool that shapes it. Every time you focus on something, you're essentially drawing energy from the quantum field and feeding it into that blueprint, strengthening and solidifying it into your reality. Here's where it gets interesting. The 1%, those who seem to have an almost magical ability to control their reality, understand this mechanism intimately. They know that attention is not passive, it's creative. They understand that by focusing on something, they're actively participating in its creation. Most people, on the other hand, are unconscious of this process. They scatter their attention across 1,000 trivial things, unintentionally feeding energy into the very realities they don't want. Think about it. How often do you focus on your fears, your doubts, or the things you lack? Every time you do, you're pouring energy into those experiences, reinforcing them in your life. Let me ask you something. What are you feeding with your attention right now? Are you empowering your dreams, or are you empowering your fears? Are you focusing on what's possible, or are you stuck replaying old patterns? This is a question you must ask yourself daily, because your focus is constantly shaping the energetic blueprint of your reality. Here's a practical example of how this works. Imagine you're trying to manifest financial abundance. If your attention is constantly on the lack of money, worrying about bills, stressing over debt, or feeling frustrated about your circumstances, what are you feeding? You're feeding the energy of lack. And because energy amplifies what it's directed toward, you end up reinforcing the very reality you're trying to escape. But if you shift your attention to abundance, feeling gratitude for what you already have, visualizing financial freedom and aligning your actions with that vision, you're feeding the energy of abundance. Over time, this focus restructures your energetic blueprint, and your reality begins to shift to reflect it. The hidden mechanism of attention is this: it acts like a magnifying glass for energy. Whatever you focus on expands, not because the external world is changing, but because you're amplifying its presence in your energetic field. And here's the fascinating part. The universe doesn't distinguish between good and bad attention. It doesn't care whether you're focusing on what you want or what you don't want. It simply responds to what you give your energy to. This is why mastering your attention is so critical. It's not just about thinking positively, it's about consciously choosing where to direct your energy. But let's go even deeper. Attention doesn't just shape your personal reality, it connects you to the collective energy field. We've all experienced moments when our attention seems to sync with something greater. When you think of someone and they call, or when you focus on an idea and suddenly opportunities related to it start appearing everywhere. These aren't coincidences. They're examples of how attention interacts with the quantum field, the invisible web of energy that connects everything in the universe. When you focus on something with intention, you're not just shaping your own reality, you're sending ripples through the collective field, attracting people, events, and opportunities that resonate with your focus. This is why focus is not just a spiritual practice, it's a superpower. When you learn to direct your attention with precision, you're no longer a passive observer of life, you become an active participant in the unfolding of the universe. The 1% understand this, and they use it to their advantage. They don't waste their attention on distractions or negativity. They focus on what they want to create, aligning their energy with the outcomes they desire. And as they do, the universe responds, rearranging itself to match their vibration. But here's the challenge. Focus requires discipline. In a world filled with endless distractions, your attention is constantly being pulled in 100 directions. Social media, news, advertisements, and even your own thoughts are competing for your focus. If you're not careful, your attention becomes fragmented and your energy becomes scattered. This is why mindfulness is such a powerful practice. Mindfulness trains you to take back control of your attention, to bring it into the present moment, and to direct it intentionally. Let me give you a simple exercise to strengthen your focus. Every morning, before you start your day, take 5 minutes to set an intention. Ask yourself, what do I want to focus on today? What energy do I want to bring into my actions, thoughts, and interactions? Write it down if you need to. Then, throughout the day, notice when your attention strays. When you catch yourself focusing on something that doesn't serve you, whether it's a negative thought, a distraction, or a worry, gently redirect your focus back to your intention. This practice might seem small, but it's incredibly powerful. Over time, it trains your mind to focus on what matters, and as your focus sharpens, so does your ability to shape your reality. The hidden mechanism of attention is simple yet profound. It's the engine that powers creation. When you understand this, you realize that you don't need to control every detail of your life. You don't need to force outcomes or struggle against circumstances. All you need to do is master your attention. Because when your attention is aligned with your intentions, the universe takes care of the rest. Running is often the only thing that matters in life. Now that we've uncovered the hidden mechanism of attention, let's talk about how to refine it into a tool so precise, so powerful, that it becomes like a laser capable of cutting through the fabric of reality. This is where the 1% truly separate themselves from the rest. They don't just understand that attention shapes reality. They've mastered the art of directing it. They know how to narrow their focus, eliminate distractions, and channel their energy toward a singular vision with relentless clarity. This is how they achieve what seems impossible to others. But here's the secret. You can do it too. Let's begin with a fundamental truth. Focus isn't just about where you place your attention. It's equally about what you choose to ignore. Imagine your attention as a flashlight. If you shine it everywhere, the light is diffused, weak, and unfocused. But if you concentrate its beam on a single point, it becomes incredibly powerful. The 1% understand this. They know that every moment of distraction dilutes their power. So they guard their attention fiercely, treating it like the precious, finite resource it is. They don't waste it on trivialities, negativity, or things that don't serve their purpose. They've learned to say no to anything that pulls them off track, and in doing so, they've gained the ability to focus like a laser. But let me ask you, how often do you say yes to things that don't matter? How often do you let your attention be hijacked by distractions, whether it's endless scrolling on social media, overthinking past mistakes, or worrying about things outside of your control? Every time you do, you're scattering your energy. You're giving away your power to create. So, the first step to mastering laser focus is learning to say no, not just to external distractions, but to internal ones as well. Say no to the thoughts, habits, and patterns that don't align with your vision. Say no to anything that pulls you away from the reality you want to create. The next step is clarity. You cannot focus on what you have not defined. The 1% are crystal clear on what they want. They don't have vague goals or half-hearted intentions. They know exactly what they're aiming for, and they focus on it with unwavering intensity. Think of it like archery. You can't hit a target you can't see. So ask yourself, what's your target? What's the one thing you want to create, experience, or achieve right now? Be specific. The clearer your vision, the easier it becomes to direct your attention toward it. Now, let's talk about the power of elimination. To focus like the 1%, you must eliminate anything that doesn't serve your goal. This is where most people struggle. They try to do everything at once, believing multitasking will help them achieve more. But multitasking is a myth. It fragments your attention, weakens your focus, and drains your energy. The 1% know this, which is why they prioritize ruthlessly. They focus on one thing at a time, pouring all their energy into it until it's complete. Then they move on to the next. This singularity of focus is what allows them to achieve extraordinary results. But here's the thing, laser focus isn't just about discipline, it's about alignment. The 1% don't just force themselves to focus, they align their entire being with their vision. Their thoughts, emotions, and actions are all in harmony with what they want to create. This alignment creates a powerful resonance that amplifies their focus and makes their intentions magnetic. When you're aligned, focus becomes effortless. It's no longer a struggle to direct your attention because your entire energy system is working toward the same goal. One way to cultivate this alignment is through visualization. Visualization isn't just about imagining your desires. It's about embodying them. When you visualize, you're not just seeing your desired reality in your mind, you're feeling it in your body, believing it in your heart, and acting as if it's already done. This creates a powerful energetic alignment that makes it easier to focus your attention. The more vividly you can imagine your desired outcome, the more real it becomes in your mind, and the more naturally your attention flows toward it. Now, let's address one of the biggest obstacles to laser focus: fear. Fear is the ultimate distraction. It pulls your attention away from your vision and scatters it across 1,000 what-ifs. What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? What if it doesn't work out? The 1% don't let fear hijack their attention. Instead, they use it as fuel. They recognize that fear is simply energy, and they redirect that energy toward their goals. When fear arises, They don't fight it, they focus through it. They anchor their attention so deeply in their vision that fear has no room to grow. But let me ask you, how often do you let fear dictate your focus? How often do you allow doubt or insecurity to pull you away from what you truly want? This is the moment to take back control. The next time fear arises, don't let it scatter your attention. Instead, use it as a signal to focus even more intently on your vision. Remind yourself that fear is just a shadow. It has no power unless you give it your attention. Finally, let's talk about consistency. Laser focus isn't something you practice once and forget. It's a daily discipline. The 1% don't just focus when it's convenient. They make it a habit. They train their minds to return to their vision again and again, no matter what distractions arise. This consistency is what turns their focus into a superpower. And you can do the same. Every day, take a few moments to reconnect with your vision. Remind yourself of what you're creating and why. Strengthen your focus by practicing it daily, and over time, it will become second nature. To wrap up, laser focus is not about forcing your mind into submission. It's about aligning your whole being with your vision. It's about saying no to distractions, getting crystal clear on your goals, eliminating what doesn't serve you, and using fear as fuel. It's about training your attention to be so precise, so powerful, that it becomes a force of creation in and of itself. The 1% have mastered this, and now you have the tools to do the same. The question is, will you? Will you commit to focusing your attention with the precision of a laser, or will you continue to scatter your energy? The choice is yours. But remember, your focus shapes your reality. Now, let's explore the final and most transformative piece of this journey: programming your attention to unlock limitless possibilities. This goes beyond merely understanding or practicing focus. It's about making focus a natural extension of who you are. When your attention is trained and programmed with intention, you no longer need to fight distractions or constantly redirect yourself. Instead, focus becomes effortless, automatic, and deeply aligned with your highest purpose. This is the ultimate state of mastery, one that allows you to create without limits. But how do you get there? How do you program your attention to work for you even when you're not consciously thinking about it? The first step is to realize that attention is like a muscle. Just as you would train your body for strength and endurance, you must train your mind for clarity and precision. And like any form of training, it requires consistency and repetition. But here's the good news. You don't need to rely on willpower alone. You can program your attention by creating systems and habits that naturally guide your focus in the right direction. Let's break this down. One of the most effective ways to program your attention is through the practice of intention setting. Each morning, take a few quiet moments to ask yourself, what do I want to focus on today? This question is deceptively simple, but its power lies in its clarity. By defining your focus at the start of the day, you set the tone for how your energy will flow. You're no longer operating on autopilot. reacting to whatever comes your way. Instead, you're taking charge of your attention and aligning it with your goals. But intention setting isn't just about mental clarity, it's also about emotional resonance. To truly program your attention, you need to feel the energy of your intention. It's not enough to think about your goals, you must connect with them on a deeper emotional level. Ask yourself, how will I feel when I achieve this? What emotions do I want to carry with me today? By anchoring your attention in these emotions, you create a powerful magnetic pull that keeps you aligned with your focus throughout the day. The next step is visualization. Visualization is one of the most potent tools for programming your attention because it engages both your conscious and subconscious mind. When you visualize, you're not just imagining your desired reality, you're training your brain to recognize it as real. This is crucial because your subconscious mind doesn't distinguish between imagination and reality. It simply responds to the energy and images you feed it. The more vividly you visualize your goals, the more your subconscious mind aligns with them, and the more naturally your attention flows toward them. Finally, let's talk about surrender. This might seem counterintuitive, but one of the most powerful ways to program your attention is to let go of the need to control every detail. When you're too attached to specific outcomes, your focus becomes rigid and strained. But when you surrender, when you trust that the universe is working in your favor, you free your attention to flow naturally. Surrender doesn't mean giving up. It means releasing resistance. It means focusing on your vision while allowing space for the universe to bring it to you in ways you might not expect. So, how do you practice surrender? Start by affirming this simple truth: I trust that everything is unfolding perfectly. Repeat it to yourself whenever you feel doubt or impatience creeping in. This affirmation shifts your focus from fear to trust, from resistance to flow. And when you're in a state of flow, your attention becomes a powerful force for creation. In the end, programming your attention is about mastering both the inner and outer worlds. It's about creating habits and systems that guide your focus while cultivating the inner alignment that makes focus effortless. It's about training your mind to see possibilities rather than limitations, abundance rather than lack, and trust rather than fear. When you program your attention in this way, you unlock the ultimate power, the ability to create your reality with intention, precision, and ease. The question now is, are you ready to take control of your attention and step into your limitless potential? Because the truth is, you already have everything you need. The power is within you. It always has been. All that's left is for you to claim it.